Quarter one of 2025 is somehow already well past. Let's go through all the 5-star reads that I had in those first 3 months of the year. I read 64 books in total and I gave 15 of those 5 stars. Now breaking that down into genres, 5 of them are thrillers, 4 are fantasy, 4 are romance, and 2 are contemporary fiction. Let's start with thrillers because those are my favorite. The very first book I read this year was Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. I absolutely love this. This was a super twisty thriller about a woman who is a new mom and she finds out their husband did a horrific crime. She is questioning whether she ever truly knew him. It seems like her whole life was built on a lie. This was such a fun read. This one is actually a reread for me. This is like a horror thriller book. This is set in the Appalachia and it is so haunting and creepy. It's about a family who had a recent loss in their life and they're struggling to come to terms with that loss as the town seems to be having something like haunting them. It seems like children are getting pulled into the forest and they're not returning the same or they're not returning at all, and you're kind of going through this entire family saga as the most haunting and creepy thing ever is happening. Karen Slaughter is one of my favorite thriller authors ever, so I have 2 books of hers in quarter one that got 5 stars. The first one's False Witness and the second one is This Is Why We Lied. This one's about an attorney who's trying to put her past behind her until she walks into this room with her new client and she immediately recognizes him and clocks him from her past and realizes that her entire past is coming back to the surface. This is about an investigator and a medical examiner on their honeymoon and they decide to go onto this off-the-grid mountain area so they can just take a break from life until a crime happens right when they're there. They're kind of like secluded with just a group of people, so they're trying to uncover who actually did it. It's super creepy. These books are very graphic, just a warning. Lastly, for thrillers, we have The Business Trip. If you like Frida McFadden's writing, you're gonna like Jessie Garcia's writing. This is about these 2 women who are seemingly unconnected. They end up in the same plane to the same location, sending the same type of cryptic text to their family members that are causing them alarm and wondering what's actually happening as they're both texting about this man that they met. First up for fantasy, we obviously have Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 5th book in the Stormlight Archive, the last one in this arc. There's gonna be 5 more books that are coming out like way later, but this was phenomenal. This broke my heart. This took me a while to read through, but so worth it. If you haven't read this series and you like fantasy, I highly recommend. Breath of the Dragon was my first book by Fonda Lee. I definitely want to go back and read her other books now, but this one is about this young boy who is determined to prove himself to his father and to everybody else. He's really good at martial arts and he wants to go compete at this competition that happens every 6 years. His father says no, he sneaks away and does it anyways, and crazy stuff happened in this book. I'm super excited for the sequel. Lastly, for fantasy, this is YA dystopian fantasy, but we have Shatter Me and then the first novella, Destroy Me. I did not expect to fall as head over heels in love with this series as I did, but I'm absolutely loving my read through of this so far. This one follows a girl, Juliet, whose touch is fatal, so she's been locked away because of this until she is basically saved by the Reestablishment, which is a group that is trying to push back against like this dystopian government. They want to use her powers for their own benefit, and again, this one's so fun. I am absolutely loving this. I'm on book 3 right now. For romance, first up we have You and I Rewritten. This is my favorite queer romance ever. It's a book about books. It's set in the publishing industry and it has so much depth to it. I absolutely fell in love with these characters. They both die at the end, will completely destroy you. I was a wreck after reading this, but I absolutely loved it. I thought this was such a beautiful story. This book follows these 2 boys who find a connection after learning that they're both going to die that day. They don't know when or how, but they spend their last day together, forming the most incredible connection. Again, it will make you sob. Next up is The Charlie Method. I absolutely adored this. This is an MFM romance and it was done so well. I am in love with the characters in this one. Ate up every page of it, even though it is pretty long. This one follows a perfectionist